beautiful people. This is Uncle Code and another episode of Uncle Talk. And today, we're going to talk about some sort of sensitive concept, I think, and that is a screen time. And then if you are a parent, you're a student watching this, I'm pretty sure that you are all engaged somehow with this concept, and especially after COVID, that the screen is everywhere. It's a little bit different to distinguish the time with or without a screen. They are with us, especially after the invasion of the internet and digital devices and many more things. So the question is, what is a screen? What is the screen time? How we should control it or manage it? So we decided to do this actually question answering. We asked some of our students to come and then help us to let us know about their opinion. And maybe later we invite their parents also in another kind of talk to know their IDs as well. And then we will talk also, and I will share my own opinions about how this technology and how this digital world is going to do a kind of shifting in the way that we consume the contents into the screen, and we will a little bit of more researches and information that you can refer to them. So that is what we're going to talk about it. Hello, Raj, my dear co-host.
Hi, Uncle Code. I'm actually covering my left eye. It's quite funny that we're talking about screen time today. Because I think because of too much of screen time, I have a bit of a swollen eye.
Okay, it's not about the screen time, it's about what you were watching.
I mean, Uncle Code, you know me. I am always watching YouTube, always learning something new, because what is life without learning?
Definitely, is a death, I guess, death.
Right, and today we're going to have like some amazing guests on our show, like you mentioned just now. Yes. Shall we invite them in?
Oh, we are both oranges today. That's a nice coincidence. Okay, it's really but with different eyes. Same dress, but with different eyes.
Yeah, your eyes are white, my eyes are red. You know, maybe next week we'll both be color coordinated with our eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really good that you're not here with me now. We have physical, we have social distance.
Yeah. So, Uncle Code, yes. We have some guests. Let's get the guests on the show. Yo, what's up, guys?
Look at them all. Krishna, Arsham, Zara. Hello, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Be strong. Be energetic. Say something stronger than that. You should say, hello, I'm very good. Something like that. Something like that. Not exactly, but through this direction. Arsham.
All right.
Say very strong hello. I want to see how strong you can say hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's give a number. Raj, 0 to 10. What number you give to this hello?
Arsham, that is a really, really high 2.5.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Krishna, your turn.
Hello.
Okay, what this?
This is it's a 2.75. We are getting there. We're getting there.
Zara, beat both of them. It's your turn.
Hello.
Right. Okay. So, guys, thank you for being on the show today. We are super excited to see what you guys think about screen time. Now, before we jump into the questions, the first question that, maybe Uncle Code, you would like to elaborate on this a little bit. What do you define as screen and screen time? Uncle Code?
That's a very important thing. Okay, guys, before we go to a little more quantitative questions, like how many hours you use, what you use, that kind of things, I like you guys, through your perspective, just give me a quick definition about what do you call a screen, okay, and how you define the screen time. And this is the kind of simple things that I want to hear from you guys. Krishna.
Well, I guess a screen could be anything. It could be your laptop, your TV, phone, tablet, anything that's, I guess, digitally on, like a phone. Is considered a screen, and screen time would be, using it like watching a video, playing a game. I guess anything you do on a digital device is considered using screen time.
Okay, perfect. Arsham.
I would say the same for the definition of the screen as well, like iPads, watches, digital watches, anything that has basically pixels that you can see. It's the screen, and screen time is the amount of time you spend on, for example, an app or just watching videos or anything like that.
Okay, interesting. Pixel. The time pixel defines a screen. Wherever there is pixel, there isn't a screen, right? It's interesting because you know what? Maybe in the very close future, your room, your wall can be a kind of monitor, huh? A kind of pixel, and pixel can be everywhere. Interesting, and that is coming. Zara.
I guess for the screen, I would agree with Arsham and Christian. Depending on like it could be a laptop, your phone, watch. Screen time is probably the amount of time you spend on like apps, on working on something, games, watching YouTube. It could be anything, and yeah, I think that's to me what screen time is.
Okay, great. So I can see similarity with all you guys' definition. And I have one more question, Rod. Just came to my mind. I want to ask them, guys. Give me an answer. Give me a place. Okay, how many places in a day that you don't have access to screens? Give me some of those places names. I want to know where is there any place you don't have access to a screen in a daily time? Kirshan.
No, not really. Well, I guess
way.
the bathroom. Yeah, the bathroom. That would be the only place.
When you're taking shower or when you're in toilet?
Yeah, when taking shower.
I definitely have a screen in the shower. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Raj, maybe I should have stuff from you, Raj.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy. You can shower. One hand can still be outside the shower watching your favorite show on YouTube. It's not an issue at all.
How about you, Arsham?
I would say, yeah, besides the bathroom, yeah, everywhere else.
Everywhere else. Interesting. Zara?
Everywhere else.
Yeah, bathroom. I mean, I can't think of a reason why you need your phone in the shower.
Okay.
Yeah, the bathroom.
So that's an important answer, guys. Okay, so that's a good question. So we can't think of a place that the screen is not there. Okay, Raj, let's go for the next question.
All right, awesome. So, how does your family, and I just want to say that this is a safe space, parents are not here, they're not listening, right? How do your parents react to your screen time and the amount of time you guys spend using digital devices? How do your parents react to that?
Okay, so make it very simple. Let's talk about the way that they manage, their style. Every parent has its own style, okay? Every parent has a culture, and the culture define this. Krishan.
Guess my parents don't really react too badly. I use my laptop for most of the day. I don't get any bad reactions like don't use or don't overuse. I don't typically use for too long, I guess, but yeah, my parents are pretty okay with it for the most part.
Do your parents want another son?
Oh God, no, it's okay.
And a question, Krishan. Do you remember when was the last time argument about the screen time with your parent?
Oh, there's really no argument. I don't think I've ever had an argument. Yeah.
Or limit or discussion, not even an argument. That means, hey, don't use too much, or you should rest, or something like that.
No, never happened.
Okay. So Arsham.
Same.
Same.
It's never happened.
Same.
Same. No discussions about screen time.
Zara.
My mom is pretty strict about my screen time and how much I spend. Before I wasn't in school, I didn't have much thing to do. We're in MCO, so I couldn't go out. The only thing I could do outside is go on a walk. But I used to have a limit for my screen time. It would be from 10 to 11 or 12, usually something like that. Because I do spend pretty much of my time on my laptop and my phone. So she's pretty strict about it. Not too strict, but strict.
So your mom has some kind of standard and IDs on how you use and how much you use, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have two of you, and you have one. So it's a common, I guess, things happening between different parents. Okay, go to the next question, Raj. Oh, Raj, how about you? When was the last time mommy, daddy had issue with your screen time?
Uncle Kurt, it's really interesting because we have this divide, right? Like, for example, with Arsham and Kirshan, their parents are super chill with them using digital devices. And I would assume that it's very normal because they are raised in the digital age where using a screen is like an additional body part, right? And with Zara, I actually feel I empathize with you because at one point when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15, I was using the computer so much that my dad had to take all the wires and lock it in a bag just to make sure I don't use the computer, right? But it's not entirely bad because, I mean, on the flip side, you learn how to pick locks and, you learn how to use whatever cables that you need to use the computer, right? But it's really interesting. I think for you as well, Uncle Code, we come from a time where computers were something really new. And then we learned how to use it. And I think maybe our family and the people around us have a very different take on it compared to like Arsham, Zara, and Kirshan as well. But to answer your question, it was yesterday with my swollen eye. My parents were like, Raj, please stop using the phone. And I'm like, no, I have work to do, I have things to do, I have YouTube shows to watch. Yeah, so we got into a slight little argument about that.
In a modern world. And I want to add this, that for also everyone watching this video, that these three students, they are really good in codings. They're working on the codings, graphics, game programming, mobile app developments. They have their own websites. They have their own products, and even they help in Kiddo Code training other students. So when they say, for example, I'm consuming this much of time or whatever, the content, the activities that they have within the screen time is very productive. And one of the very important things that I like to see, that maturity, rather than, I hate controlling. I think controlling comes to the game when you lost your rational leadership. And that's when you need the controlling. But if you have members or children that they can define what should I do, how many hours I have to do, now I need rest, now I need a little bit walking, now a little bit of food, now a little bit of the family talk. So that's what you need. It's a very important thing. And so I just want to add this. Okay, go to the next question.
All right, the next question. Do your parents have any rules on your screen time? When can you use it? Where can you use it? How can you use it? Are there any rules surrounding that?
I think this question somehow has similar to the previous one because they already answered a little bit. Maybe we go for the next. Go for the next.
Sure. How many hours in average do you spend on a screen daily?
This is good questions. We start from Arsham. Let's change the order.
Majority of the day, basically. So about 10 to 12 hours.
How different was from before COVID?
Like a few hours, like 3 hours, I guess.
Okay, so 3 hours increased.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you were doing within that 3 hours before COVID?
I mean, I guess traveling to other places.
Okay, physical activities.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So now 10 to 12 hours. Okay, great. So Kirshan.
I would say, about 12, maybe 13 hours a day on average. Before COVID, I'd say maybe 2 hours lesser.
Wow, that's a huge jump, man.
I have something really interesting.
A lot of travel time.
Ask you this question. Okay, Zara, how about you now? Now and before COVID?
Now it's usually up to 10 to 13 hours. No, 12. I do spend a lot of my time on my phone, so I'm not gonna lie. Before COVID, since I had school and other stuff to do, it was usually like around 3 hours, 4 hours. Yeah, around those times. Yeah.
Okay, so Raj.
Yep.
I mean, like, rather than this, how about yourself as an adult? Is there any change before, after COVID?
No, honestly, Uncle Code, the amount of time before COVID and after COVID, I'm a very antisocial person. All I do is I sit at home and I'm in front of the computer doing work or learning something new. So there's not been much change in terms of the hours. But one thing which changed for me specifically was the amount of breaks I give myself in between. I think during the COVID season, it's very easy to just sit down in front of the computer for hours on stretch compared to pre-COVID when you have little commitments in between and you have to get off the chair and you have to go out. There's less of that because all we have to do is just to be stuck at home. right? So that's a bit of the difference, lah.
I do have something to criticize you through one of the word that you used. I will talk about it later, so keep it. Okay, the part that you said antisocial. So I'm going to talk about it. And then also there is a research in or second part of the talk. I will show the diagram that shows that almost in majority of the age ranges in US, for example, before and after COVID, majority it became double up. It means like there is a 30 to 40 to even some cases, some age ranges became twice the consumption. So it's a very common things happening all around the world. There are data and the researches that shows this. But anyway, we talk about this later. Go to the next question.
You know, Uncle Ko, they were mentioning numbers like 10 to 12 hours. And I'm honestly curious, what do you guys do in that 10 to 12 hours facing a screen?
Nice, interesting, very, very interesting and important question, actually. So talk about what are the activities that you do, okay, in general, and then maybe you can say learning and sport, entertainments, and watching movies and chattings. So these are the categories that we're talking about. Okay, you, Krishna, start. No, Zara, you start.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so basically, there's a new app, not so new, but everyone know about it. It's called TikTok. And you know, the app actually has some use to it. Like I learned tips from there, like you know how to like escape from, you know, when you're getting kidnapped, when someone kidnaps you. It's
Okay.
really helpful at times, you know.
Okay.
Other than that, I have an app where I read like online books. I usually read it on my phone if I can't buy a new book, or my laptop. And since I can't go out, I can't do anything. I'm usually on call with my friends because we do like our works together, homework together. So it's just like most of the time is I'm on call with my friends because I don't really like being alone that much. So I'm always on call with my friends and we always do everything together. So that's what I spend most of my time on my phone, I guess.
And how about your and also you talk about your homeworks, huh? Learning and homeworks.
Yeah, learning, and sometimes they ask me about coding.
Mhm.
I asked them to register to Kiddo Code. They just don't think about it. But,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
talk about coding and stuff. We just, you know, most of the time we're just quiet and focus on our thing. But most of the time we talk. But obviously, I take breaks for lunch, bathroom, you know. But that's it.
Great. So Krishan, your turn.
Guess most of the time, I guess I have either a class or I'm like watching a video, or I don't know, I guess watching anything, a movie, a video, doing work, have some coding stuff going on. It's,
So
but yeah, not too much.
how many percentage is entertainment from this 12
Ooh,
hours? Playing
probably
games,
a couple hours, you know,
entertainment.
probably a couple hours. Yeah.
So majority goes for your learning and schooling
Learning
and
or
activities.
coding or
And how about the conversation? You consider that one as entertainment when you told me a couple of hours, or that's a different category?
Conversation. Yeah, I guess that's in the couple of hours.
Couple of hours. Okay, great. So conversation, entertainments, and mostly with the coding and learnings and watching YouTube, huh? Which video channels do you use most? YouTube, TikTok? I mean, through this Instagram, which one is your Netflix?
Yeah,
Which
I'd probably stick to YouTube or
one?
Netflix.
How about you, Zara? YouTube and Netflix. How about you, Zara? Which YouTube? I mean, which video resources you watch most?
Mostly on. I'm mostly on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Not much on
Netflix.
YouTube now.
Okay,
Before I was
Netflix.
all on YouTube. Now I'm on Netflix.
Okay, Netflix. Okay. Arsham, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'd say I spend a lot of time on just YouTube. Just whenever I'm doing work, I just put some YouTube videos in the background, so I just listen to it and just continue working, I guess.
So
yeah.
no, not the YouTube. Back to the first question. Talk about activities that you have within these 12 hours.
So I I guess I do all my work. I guess editing videos, also playing games as well, doing some coding, game development, all the stuff. And yeah, meanwhile,
What videos you edit? What are those editing that you do? You for
some
YouTube
yes,
channel, that kind of things?
yeah,
Uh-huh. Great. You have a YouTube channel to talk about, you create video courses, right?
yeah.
What is the video course you work now?
For now, I'm working on a small computer science course.
Perfect, perfect. I knew that you took this course online from Harvard. Am I right?
Yes, edX.
Okay. Yes, great. And then now you're trying to create a summary of it.
Yes.
Awesome. This is Raj. This is one of the best way that students and children they can practice. Even the family. Ask your children to create a presentation about something that they already learned. Not necessarily mathematics or computer, whatever. For example, if their interest is about a dancing, ask them to create a video about the history of dancing or the person that they like. Maybe they're a fan of a singer. So go and create an introductory movie, and they should learn, read, research, write, edit the movie, and choose the music. It's a beautiful activity, very productive activity within these days, actually. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about later. It's perfect. Very good. Very good. So let's go for the next question, Raj.
Right. So, Uncle Code and
Yes.
to all the kids on the stream today, right? I know you guys have classes starting in a few minutes, so maybe we'll have this question as the last question to wrap things
Yes,
up
yes,
and to
agree.
also get your thought on it, right? We know about the good sides of screen time and what we can do with digital tools, making our own courses, learning things from YouTube, communicating with people. But there is a flip side to it as well.
Mhm.
And my question is, how much of screen time do you guys consider as being too much?
Mhm. So it's a really interesting question, but just I want to add something to that. You know what? You can answer how many screen time is too much, or also say that what is the damage you think it may come out of that usage. Okay, not just say that, okay, 15 hours is too much. Why too much? Why too much, for example? Is it too much, for example, if every day I do 15 hours exercise? I say yes, it's too much. So, but I want to say that why is too much, and how many hours do you think more than that is too much? So, two things, okay? Why there is such a too much screen time? What do you think? Your opinion? If maybe you say no, there is no such a thing, or maybe you think yes, there is. And then how many hours is that too much? Arsham.
Too much screen time would be about. I mean, at some point where it reaches a point, it's already causing damage to your eyes, your mental well-being, or anything like that. So, I guess 12 hours is bad.
So, and so you think
I
12
can admit.
hours is bad, and what you are using now around 12 hours now, huh?
Yeah. Yes. I admit I'm causing myself harm, but
How many hours do you sleep?
about 8.
8 hours. So 8 hours, 12 hours screen, 20 hours, 4 hours left. Let's say 3, 4 hours left. Okay, 3, 4 hours left. Okay. For food and toilet and bathroom and that kind of. Oh, toilet is in
Yeah.
the screen time. I forgot. So I'm in the showering. Okay. Kirshan, it's your turn.
I'd say too much screen time is probably when it starts interfering with other aspects of your life, like sleeping or I guess socializing with people.
Okay.
And I guess there's a downside as I'm wearing glasses now, eye damage um, from too much screen time.
Yeah,
How
man, you
many
got to buck up,
hours?
bro.
I'd probably say like 16, maybe 16 hours. I would say too much.
16
Lack of
hours.
sleep, lack of socialization.
So you
It's
are
just
still
bad.
below the 16 hours that you define yourself.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
How many hours you sleep?
How many hours is what?
You sleep. Your sleeping time. How many hours you sleep?
About 8, 9 hours.
So there's no way for you to reach that 16 hours screen time,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. So I'm perfect.
This is cheating and answering. So 9 hours is sleeping and 12 hours for screen. You told me 12, 13 hours use every day, huh? So it means like 21,
Yep.
22 hours. 2 hours left. So definitely you consume that 2 hours for a screen anymore. So you are in a safe side through your own perspective. Great. Zara, how about you?
I mean, I had a time where it was when lockdown like started getting really bad. I was on my phone like a lot, and it really damages my mental health and my schoolworks and other stuff. But I would say like 13 plus hours bad. I try to limit myself now. So I'm trying to limit myself because my mental health is not that great with my school, and so I'm trying to limit myself right now with my screen time. Yeah, because being on my phone too much causes so many things, like my mental health, probably my eyesight. I noticed my eyesight is getting worse, and that's probably the downside. Your eyesight, your mental health, lack of sleeping, eating, because sometimes too much social media. Social media is really toxic because you compare yourself to people and suddenly like, oh, maybe if I want to be skinny, I don't eat. So I'm trying to lower down my screen time, spend less time on social media. And yeah, that's
Okay.
how toxic it is. Yeah.
I really like your answer. I really like it. I really, really like it. So I just want to ask a very quick questions before we wrap up with you guys. How much do you think at this part of your life? I know the world changed a lot. I mean, not only because of the internet, the COVID is another reason to change. How much do you think you have control? You have control on your temptation and access and your usage on the internet, on this screen time. I want to know how much do you think you can control it? If you want to make it 9 hours, you can do it. If you want to make it 16 hours, you can do it. Or no, it's out of your control. You feel it's just happening. I can't control it. That's what I really want to know about it. Okay, Arsham.
I can control it, but as long as I have something else to do.
Oh,
If I
okay.
don't have anything else to do, then I don't see a point in
So you
just
don't feel
staying.
you're addicted.
I can let it go if I need to.
Okay. So you have this. Great. Okay. Good for you because that's a very important thing. And then Krishan.
I would say I have a good amount of control. I could reduce the hours of screen time if I wanted to. I just haven't found a reason I needed to yet because I have stuff going on. So I
Reason.
don't
What
need to be
reason, for
reducing
example?
my screen time.
What kind of reason? You give me an example of a reason that you, if happened, you
Um,
control it.
I guess overusing would be a good reason.
Oh, okay.
Lack of sleep, getting tired during the day,
Oh,
doing classes.
interesting. Or for example, let's say if one of your, I don't know, within your family members, let's say you have a relative that you're really good with him or her, like for example, a cousin, something like that. If you have an opportunity to have a kind of conversation with him or see him or whatever or her, is that a kind of considered kind of reason? For example, today I'm going to see him so I want to reduce a little bit of the screen time. I want to spend time with them. Is this kind of
Yeah.
reason?
I guess that's sort of a reason. Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be a cause to stop using the screen.
Have you ever been in the position to say that, oh, tonight we're gonna have family dinner, so I like it, I miss it, so let me reduce this one to spend more time for that? Have you been in such a kind of situation before?
Yeah, quite often, I guess.
Okay,
Sometimes, every now and then. Yeah.
so you have that control. Oh, great, I like the control. If when intrinsically control is coming out of us, we don't need someone to control us. Remember, if you can control yourself, you're doomed to be controlled. Unfortunately, the universe turned into this. And that's even we have these issues at the political level. So now, Zara, how about you?
I had it's like 50-50, I guess. Like they say, if I have a reason, then I could probably spend less time on my phone, like meeting up with the family members or my friends, or go like outings, like going on a walk. I'll still need my phone to listen to music or podcasts. It could be anything, but I don't trust because whenever it's a change of mood. I can control, but if like something happens, like I get upset on something and I have nothing to do, I'll be like I have a limit on every apps, especially the apps I use the most. Like on Apple, you have the screen limits, and usually I try not to skip it, but honestly, most of the time I do skip it. Um, but thing I can control. I might need a bit more trust in myself to control myself with my screen time. But
Great. Interesting. So you have this feeling that you have to work a little bit more on it to gain more control. That's a nice thing. Yes, it required practicing. It's not genetically with us, but the ability to gain the control on everything genetically is with us. So we're born with this, but we never born with like a kind of ability of controlling A or B or C. But the controlling itself, we can do it. That's why we deserve freedom. If we can learn and practice to do this. Very good. Well done. I like the maturity between you three. Okay, I don't see that much difference from my age and your age, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what you guys will be in the futures when you reach at my age. I guess a lot of wisdom. And I like to be around to listen from you guys when you are at my age or above my age or before my age. And I learn from what you guys will say when you have a little bit of more life experiences. And rather than that, you have access to the same YouTube that I have. Rather than that, you have access to the same Wikipedia that I have. Whatever I say, you can search it and you can repeat it again. What makes me different than you is the life experience. That means I can connect that information to my actual life experience. And then I turn it into something a little bit different than you guys. So you're amazing. You're amazing. Really, really amazing. And I think the world can trust in all of you and give you guys real personality, real duties. Put you guys in a real questions and to solve it and fix it. You know, you guys remind me always that movie, if the Ender Game, that is a simulation of a game, but actually it's a real battle in the space, and a child that's a good game player take the rule of that game. If I'm not making the mistake of the name of the game movie, I think the Ender Game, I guess, and that's a nice game that focuses on this concept. But anyway, that is what I wanted to know, and I asked Raj.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show, guys. Your teacher actually just texted me and she wants y'all to go back to class now. So thank you so much once again for being on the show. We're going to wrap it up with Uncle Code, but we really want to have a chat with you guys again soon because this was an amazing chat, guys. Right?
We're gonna do them more often.
Definitely. So thanks so much. We are going to send you guys backstage now. But thanks so much once again for being on the show, guys. Zara, Arsham, and Krishna, you guys are awesome.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, Uncle Code.
That was interesting.
That was crazy. That was I am just astounded at the maturity, the way they answered the questions, looked at it from different aspects. They were very open. They were not trying to say stuff like, oh, you know, I only spend 5 hours on the computer in a day. It was just real, honest, authentic answers.
Self-awareness. This is what should be the education goal. Self-awareness. They know what is good or bad for them, and they define in their own way. They don't say this is good, this is bad. They don't define universal rules. They understand what is happening in themselves. This is what we need. So this parent of this child doesn't have any concern because this child is trying to learning and working. Anyway, Raj, maybe we can go for a break and then go for our second talk and part about this screen time together.
Awesome. That sounds like a great plan, Uncle Code. For all the parents tuning in onto the show right now, stay tuned. We're going to have a second part talking about screen time. We'll see you in a bit.